Nature walks and integrates nature themes across the curriculum. It's our pleasure to be able to present to you, Diane, this award.
Congratulations.
Enthusiastically as we returned and made notes in our journals and drew pictures, convinced me as the year went on that not only was this something that all children should enjoy, but that it was the beginning, the planting of a small seed in their life that will eventually not be just awareness to action that will help protect our whole world. It seems like a small thing just to go on a nature walk for an hour on a Thursday morning, but doing it week after week and making it a complete part of my program, it helped me see that we have a great opportunity in this country if we can share the conviction with other teachers that this is something that they can do comfortably, that they don't have to know everything on the trail, but that if they'll allow, as a facilitator, their children to go out and explore. And in science today, theory and education is telling us that we should allow children to have hands-on experiences. Bill has used the term, which is being used in all educational fields now. And hands-on, for me, has meant that we go out and walk. We don't look at samples just in the classroom, although we did that too, but that we actually go out and get into the leaf litter and turn over a log and see what's there, or plant a pit trap on our something that would interest you, Peter. Spiders. Spin your web on a leaf or a tree, catch a wasp for breakfast or tea, an arachnid you would be. Wonderful, wonderful spiders. That's a lot of enthusiasm and creativity from a little 8-year-old boy, and I'm sure he won't forget spiders and our nature walk. Thank you very much.
Based programs is Stephen J. Perkle of Tucson, Arizona. Mr. Perkle has improved public understanding and appreciation of the vital role that insects and other arthropods play in the natural environment. He is founder of the Sonoran Arthropod Studies, Inc., or SASSI, in Tucson. He creates exhibits, he conducts workshops and lectures, and publishes a magazine called Backyard Bug Watching. All of this has been accomplished through volunteer efforts. We had dinner last night, and Steve has just got a remarkable background in lepidopterans, in arachnids. He said he got interested in bugs through photography, quite honestly, which I thought was extremely fitting in terms of Roger Tory Peterson Institute, Stephen J. Perkle.
Well, I think it is, because you've got cotton mountains and you've got everything.
Right.
When it comes to insects, it's number one.
Well, the insects, I think, have a lot to offer. In standing nature, particularly as areas become more urbanized, there's less and less that we can see. But right down here in our own backyard, there's a lot going on, just as dynamic interactions as lions chasing gazelle.
And it was a chickadee, and so finally we came to the feeding area, right to the back lawn. This huge chickadee that had a wingspan of 6 feet and a naked red head. It was a turkey vulture, but everything was a chickadee. His wife finally hooked him on her and learned how to discriminate. But chickadees are always with us, so we'll ignore him.
Paul, was he describing your first experience?
Recognized that as being distinct. He called it the short-legged peewit flycatcher. Then it was ignored, lumped with the willow, which is further west. Now they've come together. They are different species. But these little flycatchers are so similar, some of them, that they're confusing even to the experts. And all this has grown up since. There used to be, I remember in the old days, a lot of showy orchids. And then they disappeared for years. Now I'm told they're coming back. pretty much lower, almost pasture-like in the old days. And there was Olson's Woods and Peterson's, I think it was part of Peterson's pasture. That's what it was called. It's earlier, and in a decent day, we'd have at least a dozen species of birds within hearing. There was a blue jay, and catbirds and towhees and all that sort of thing. Or jays, of course. My ears are still pretty good. At my age, usually people lose the higher registry by the time they're in their 50s. I've just the last year or two lost 2 or 3 birds. Cedar waxwing, black-polled warbler. Of course, birds of the middle range you always hear. My eyes are my problem. I've had cataracts removed and have to work like the devil when I'm painting. Photography is quite easy because as long as you can see a picture, these new cameras will do all the focusing for you. But they still won't see the picture. You still have to use judgment. But most people think that if you point and shoot, they've got a picture. Know all about these things. Bob Sundell is the #1 birder from this area. You are actually still.
Yes.
Not really.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
yes.
Yes, he is by far. And so that always used to be one of my favorites, and that, curiously enough, that's a sound that turns up in several of the advertisements. I don't know whether they dubbed them in. You remember?
I just heard that last evening, and I've heard it many times. There is one where
I think they're dubbing it in.
they're dubbing it in.
Because it happens too often to be a casual thing in the soundtrack.
Right, and they don't show anything in the one advertisement.
Was it a toothpaste advertisement?
No, this one was for a wood preservative.
The morning warblers in the background.
The morning warbler's very obvious in
Yes.
the background.
So we birders make the list of things we hear over the air. But that's the game of it. See, bird watching can be many things. It can be a game or a sport or a recreation, an art, a science, whatever you choose to make it. A bore. Or a bore, depending on yourself. If you're a bore, why it's a bore. Because I used to be in all the pipelines around town.
Yeah, well, there's hardly any.
Yeah. Just the food company. Now, you still have black-burning warblers in these trees?
Not they're not like the numbers that when you were going. Yeah, point that out to people.
No more than 10 people, because then I know these tour leaders that lead bird tours all over the world prefer to have groups of at least 1 leader for every 10 people, because beyond that, why, you're lost.
If we hear anything special.
No, there's nothing special, just the chickadees and the blue jays, but they're always with us. Song sparrow,
And a lot of birds.
goldfinches flying over, red-winged blackbird, but those are the normal things. There are some specialties that you would hear earlier in the year here.
Like
Well, the special bird right here is that alder flycatcher,
the alder flycatcher.
which is interesting.
And the morning warbler.
Morning warbler,
Nice bird.
you didn't have it today.
No, not today.
That's a bird I always like because it represents Jamestown to me.
And the birds are kind of quiet now at this time of the day.
Very quiet.
And there are some birds that are molting so that they
sometimes as many as a dozen or more. They claim that between 5 and 6 million bluebirds died because of those. Now they use something else. But the starling gets the blame for a lot just because it's an alien. But we'd lose 40% of our wildflowers if it weren't for the aliens. Remember, we're all aliens. And so are the Indians themselves, if they go back far enough. See, this is a world where everything is mixing constantly. Do you worry about starlings?
I've given up.
Well, they're here, and there's nothing you can do about them.
That's right, not at all.
They accepted our ways, and imagine being able to live with us. We're about the most difficult animal in the world. So I don't worry about house sparrows, which are nice little birds, really. Now, this is kind of a liberated attitude. I don't know whether I'm saying the right things or not.
Well, sure, they do have feathers.
Yes, and the only other creatures with feathers are the angels, so they're good.
They must be good, though.
Yeah, the concern is everybody's trying to get the bluebird back in abundance here.
Why don't I just put up more houses? Simple as that.
I encourage the farmers to keep their land.
Purple martins. And it was winter time, so I thought something's wrong. And that was my first starling, but that's way back in the 20s.
So it took them that long to arrive here from
Well, they may have been.
New York,
They may have been here.
a little bit before that.
Yes.